Unfortunately, it looks like I have canker on this one right here, so I'm going to have to cut this bough off, this branch off. Seems a bit drastic because the canker's not all the way through, but if it carries on going it'll be dead, and this tree does need to be cut back some. It's not very productive, the fruits aren't particularly good, and this is probably going to be the last chance for this one. It's a James Grieve, which I thought was a discovery, but I believe it's James Grieve. So I'm going to take this bough out, cut that out, and see how things go. Right, I'll pause you for now and come back. Well, I'm losing the light now, and the branch that was, where is it, that was there, has been cut out now. I'm hoping there's a dormant bud around about here that might grow back, but we'll wait and see. Looks a bit drastic, but this has been in a long time. It was a nice idea to put these apple trees down the fence line. Still very congested at this end. I'm probably going to cut more of this away. It's terribly congested and not very productive, so I think what I'll do is I'll give it a rest now since I'm losing the light, and then come back to it another time, because I've got plenty of apple trees to do. There's that one there, which was supposed to be a Katie, but I believe is more akin to a Golden Delicious, and down the bottom there's another James Grieve. This cherry tree, I think it is called a Prunus ceracifera mirabilan. It's a cherry plum, an old Victorian favourite by all accounts. And there was another one here, but unfortunately it got wind rocked and snapped. I heard the crack when I was indoors, and it never recovered, so that one's got to be cut out. I never got around to doing it last year because it snapped the year before, so was it 2023 I think it died. But that's the start of the growing season so far. Here we are by the shed and the glass house. I'll not show you in the glass house, it's a mess. I haven't cleaned it out since last season. But you can see down the side here, these are they were originally bought as step over apples. This is a variety called Katie. Definitely Katie, because I got them from a reliable source, unlike that one which I think is a Golden Delicious. But these weren't pruned last season. You can see they've gone a bit wild, and it's about time I get these all sorted. So I'll put you on pause in a moment, but I'll just show you some of the problems I've got. You can see here there's two spurs coming together quite close. I'm going to have to separate. I'm going to have to decide which one I want to keep and which one I want to get rid of. I'm thinking on getting rid of this side one here, because that will get rid of a lot of this new growth up here. And you can see I've got what looks like fruiting spurs there and here as well, so I'll be doing that. So again, the 3 Ds apply. I'll be getting rid of the dead, the damaged and the diseased. I'll be looking for crossing over branches and looking for anything that points backwards. Here's a case in point here. This one, it's pointing backwards. It's within 4 inches of its neighbour. Is this coming up for well? This is a new camera, by the way. I must apologise, I'm not used to it yet. So I don't know whether I'm going to get rid of that one or not. I'll have a think. But fingers crossed. It wasn't a very good producer last year, but it was good the year before. These are still quite young. I forget when I got them. I think it was 2015, 2014, 2015 when I got these. And again, not particularly good at looking after fruit trees. It's an art, not a science, I think. But I'll get cracked on with this and get back to you. Here we are back again. That's the Katie pruned back. See, I took that branch out there. Took a lot of height out of it here and at the back. Hope I've done this right. I'll find out later this season. I'll have to get rid of the weeds at the bottom there, and I can put a bit of feed down and mulch them. The wire that I'd put in to put them on an espalier has failed now. It's got no strength. It's not actually holding them up. These are quite sturdy on their own. I think I'll take that out now. Take the wood out either end and see if I can use it for something else. See, again, it's quite congested around here, but I'm a bit dubious. Although this one back here is pointing backwards, these are coming upwards and forwards, the buds, so I'll leave those. I don't know, just wait and see. I used to joke on and say you can't glue it on once you've taken it off. Well, obviously you can graft, but I'm not really that experienced or that good to be able to graft. So we'll see. Well, apart from hard work anyway, that's the only graft I know how to do. Yeah, these aren't too bad though. I've tried to keep it within 6 inches of the within a foot of the 2 foot across there, although it's less than 2 foot now because I've taken 3 inches off for that, so what's that, 15, so yeah, I can get down there sideways. But there we go, that's them there. And now onto the Keswick codling. My God, it put on a lot of growth last year. Look at that, it's gone mad. This one's about the same age. It gets more sunlight, and it's a lovely tree, lovely fruit as well. I was recommended this by a dear old friend, now passed, Bet Jameson. She said the fall lovely if you want to cook with them, which means that they go down and give you a nice what do you call it? Is it a batter? When you cook apples and make them down into apple pie and apple crumble and all these things. Anyway, I'll see if I can get a better shot of this. There we go. You can see I've got cabbages in the little greenhouse there. They'll need to get planted out. But it's got, look at that, it's gone mad. A lot of growth. And then of course there's the pear trees. I want to get those done. And the espalier one there, the concord, and the get rid of that glare. The Japanese quince. These are going to be interesting to try and do. But apple trees today, maybe it's the concord pear. But right, I'll get back to you in a moment. There we have the Keswick codling cut back. I'm tempted to take more off to try and give it a bit more room to breathe, but there's a lot of wood been taken off, and as they say, the wood follows the knife. So if I take any more off, will I just have loads of woody growth coming this spring? I don't know. I'll think about it for a day or two, as I did with the other ones, but it certainly looks a lot better. I've made a start on the Hessel pear. At the top there's a lot of crossing over branches in there. I'm going to have to get the pole saw and the loppers on a pole that I've got, or sorry, I don't know what you call it, secateurs on a pole. You can see I've taken away quite a bit. It's actually over here. Do they call it brash? Well, that's over there to be sorted out. I've taken certainly a bit out that was congested and crossing. There's more to come out as well, but I'm losing light and the temperature is dropping rapidly because the sun's going down. I didn't get around to pruning back the Concord. Just having a look at the lens there. Don't know if I've got a problem with moisture getting into this. It's just a camera phone that I got for a new phone that I got for a very reasonable price. I think it was about 60 or 70 quid, and it's got a 50 megapixel camera. So there's quite a bit to be done here on the Japanese quince. You can see there's a lot of new growth on this one that's got to come back. But I wanted to be able to walk around, because down here in the neglected patch is the rhubarb, and the rhubarb's starting to show through. Can you see it's starting to put through there? So I need to get in there, get that weeded, get some feed down for it. But I need to be able to walk around without getting me head bashed or eyes poked out from the pear tree. Yes, I've got a little bit more room now. See, it's bashing into the greenhouse there. You can see how congested it is. There's a lot of crossing over. I was watching some YouTube channels, and the people come up with the same phrase of you've got to be able to throw your hat through the centre of a fruit tree. Well, maybe I could throw a dwarf's hat or a gnome's hat. Yes, or is that politically incorrect to say that? Oh dear. Sorry if it was. I'm not very good with this PC stuff. But I could throw a gnome's hat through there. But yeah, you can see at the top there as well, a lot of congestion and crossing branches. But I'll leave that for another day. Time to tidy up. Right, I'll come back hopefully tomorrow or the next day, see how things go. Ending this segment for now. Well, this is the Hessel pear, or the hazel pear, pruned back now. That's quite a bit taken out, a bit more than I was anticipating, but I'll get a bit closer so you can see. Some of the bottom branches I took out because I need access in and around the tree. You can see here. Oh, sorry. Hooked up on an apple tree. There we go. So you can see some of these ones I took out. And also, I took that branch out there. It was pointing backwards and in over, and it's opened it up quite a bit. I haven't pruned a lot of the ends, they're all a bit wispy and a bit here, there and everywhere. Oh, there's a big photo bombed by the quince. But that's done, so moving over to the Concord pear, the espalier. That's all been cut back now. I might take some of the extra lengths off here at the end. I might take some of these out and keep them a bit stubby, because this is all from a spur, so I might take that off, cut it back, so because these are completely rotten at the bottom and they're only held in by one screw, so I'm going to cut that back. But I'm going to have to take the wire work off, because unfortunately on this side I took this one out. It was going up all the way in between the two and it was rubbing on the back. But if you look around the back there, there's a load of damage around here, and I think that's been done by this wire that's been rubbing, which is a real shame. So I'm a bit disappointed I didn't spot that earlier. And then the quince, well, I said I wasn't too sure, well, in my mind I wasn't too sure how to tackle it. Nature told me there was a lot of boughs pointing back over next door. See if I'll go put you on pause and I'll go around the other side. And we're back. So over here there was a branch here and a branch here. See, there's a split down there as well, which is unfortunate, and a split there as well, and there was a lot of weight on these ones sticking out over and again there was a weight there pointing back in well, up and over, and I just decided to take those out because there was too much weight. And when I come to the top here, this burr was forking into two. I think it was two, one that way. You know, this was the main one coming up, and then above it was forking into two, and so it was about here where it was forking into two, and it was actually splitting at that juncture. So I took one out to try and see if that would work, and it was still really dodgy, so I just bit the bullet and took it out. I mean, I've had these for a while. I get a decent amount of quince, and they are lovely to eat. A nice apple-shaped pear, Japanese pear. Is it Nisajekyo? Oh, I'll have to look it up and put the name underneath. But it's certainly given a lot more light, which is what I was hoping for. But there's a lot of wood been taken out. We'll see how things progress. As I say, I was rather worried by the amount of split that I saw. So that's that. It's hard to believe that I started this back at the end of January, and with, I forget how many named storms we've had and how much rain we've had, but it's been very wet. And that's it. I'm now absolutely finished with all these, and it's now March, beginning of March, so we're actually into spring, just in time, because the next thing I have to do is I have to sort out my potatoes, because they've been chitting away nicely, and then get the seeds started to be sown. So I'll go into the little greenhouse for the close and wrap up then. Moving on. Well, that's the end of this video. If you've enjoyed my content, then please consider giving it a thumbs up to like it. I'd also appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. It's 2025 and should be quite a decent season, I hope. Last year wasn't too good, but I'm hopeful for this season. I think I've previously said hope is not a winning strategy, but as gardeners, every time we plant a seed, it shows hope in the future. So fingers crossed for that. So without further ado, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you leave any comments down below, I'll try to get back to you in a timely fashion, but I can't promise it'll be that quick. And fingers crossed for the next video, which will likely be seed sowing and planning what I'm going to do. So, thank you very much. TTFN.